Hey guys, what's up? Jackson here, and today we are going to be doing another Lure of the Week, but this time we have a special guest. This is my dad.
Hey there.
Yep, he's a little bit new to fishing, but he knows a thing or two, so we are going to be explaining the Lure of the Week to him and to you guys. So,
What do we got for us this week here, Jackson?
Well, this week we have one of the most classic and the most universal fishing lures, the rooster tail.
The rooster tail. Good old rooster tail.
Mm-hmm.
Even I've had a little luck on that.
Yes, you have. And I actually caught my first bass on this right here. Not this exact one, but on a rooster tail.
Did you really? I think I've caught one or two on it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
Is that all it's good for? Or can you catch other stuff? Because I've only caught a bass on it.
So it's a great bass lure, and it's kind of you can use it for panfish too, though. Mm-hmm. If you get smaller sizes, you can catch all kinds of bluegill, crappie, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And then trout, usually they have special trout ones, but you don't have to. You can use these too, and they work, I mean, not as well, but like they work pretty well.
Okay.
So you can use it for mainly those fish. And I think you can get really, really big sizes for like saltwater approaches.
I've seen those before. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. So when I look at that particular lure, right, you've got, let's show the folks here at home. You've got this part in the middle here. And what is this part up here to do? Do you know?
Okay, so sometimes that part is colored. You can see on this one, it's a bright red-orange kind of color.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like gold or silver and shines. And so what that'll do is as you reel it in, this thing right here, it's going to spin around like that as you're reeling it in. And so, but it'll spin around a lot faster than that, so it'll go, and it looks like something moving in the water with the color, and then if you have the shine to it, it even looks kind of like a bait fish, because the bait fish usually have like a little bit of a shine to them from angles, and so fish just crush these things.
They see the movement, I bet it kind of moves the water a little bit too.
It does, yes.
Yeah.
And
then at the end, you've got these kind of, what I call feathers. I don't know if that's the right term, but that's hiding the hook.
That's hiding the hook, and then just adding a little bit more visual appeal, making it look a little bit more, just bulky and bigger meal kind of thing.
Cool. Just
adding a little fluff to it, almost.
And is there a certain technique, right? I cast this out. Is there a certain technique at which I would reel it in, or what would you say to that?
So this is actually a really, really simple lure on that part. You're actually going to use this lure, and you're just going to reel it in, and you kind of have to play with the retrieve speeds, because all bass, what I figured out, a lot of different bass like different retrieve speeds, and so sometimes you have to retrieve it faster for one bass and slower for another, so you just have to play with it until you get the perfect speed for the bass you're going after.
Cool. Well, is there anything else that we should know about the rooster tail?
I think we need to know a few more. So you can, in warmer places, you can fish it year-round, but in cooler places, you're actually only going to want to fish it in warmer months like summers, early spring and late fall. Or in early fall and late spring. And because the fish just will not care if it's winter and cold in a colder state. So, and then I'm trying to think. Let's see. We've got. Okay, so here's what. I am going to, just like the last one, I am going to do 3 tips about the lure, like what you're going to do with it.
Okay.
So, just like 3 tips that kind of help me. I kind of already explained one, but just playing with the retrieve speeds is definitely one. you're always going to want to reel it in at different speeds every cast, maybe every 2 casts, just so the fish get to see it once before they, but like you're going to want to play with it because they're going to bite if they find the right retrieve speed. Like they aren't going to wait. They'll come after it.
Okay.
And then another thing is you can actually, so what happens a lot of times is you'll see right here on the rooster tail, you've got that eye right there, that circle. That now a lot of times, so this thing can, usually they're not very expensive. I've never found like a really expensive model of this. And so I've actually never found like any that the paint doesn't chip on and anything like that. But what I have found is sometimes this eye, you can kind of see it's starting to do it on this one, will bend. So you can see it's kind of curving that way. And you just need to take some pliers and really lightly bend it back so that it still reels straight, which is another tip. And then my final tip for keeping it in good condition is what I like to do is I like to, a lot of times the paint will chip off, like a lot of times. I haven't used this one enough for it to actually chip very much. But what you're going to do, instead of going out and buying the exact color of paint and then repainting it, what I like to do is I like to take a white or a black, which you probably have a white somewhere in your house, and maybe a black, and I just like to kind of dot it with that. It just gives it some extra color, and it takes away the feeling that it's like all rusted up and the fish won't notice the colors as much. So if you do that, it can kind of bring the lure back to life almost.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
So yeah,
So this is like the everyday lure right here. I mean,
yes. This is a very classic lure.
you gotta have it in your bag.
Yes, I will include some pictures of fish me and some of my other people that I've gone fishing with have caught with this lure. And so you can see that I'm not making it up. So, okay, but, anyway, so, yes, and, let's see, yeah. And
I think that's plenty for them to.
so that's the lure of the week. Oh, and you can get this basically at any bait store
Sure.
and Amazon. Like a lot of times they come in like the starter fishing packages you get if you're really new and you want to get like one of those starter tackle boxes that comes with tackle. They usually include one of these, or sometimes, not usually, but sometimes. So those are some ways you can get it. So, but besides that, I think we're good.
Awesome. Thanks for having me on today.
No problem,
I
Dad.
appreciate it. Good luck.
Yep, hope you catch some. See ya.